Hello, guys. Okay, so we're going to go through a bit of information quite quickly here. We'll start off with the DAX. So this was yesterday's price action over Tuesday's profile. This will be the same for the DAX, the DOW, FTSE, and the Euro stocks. Okay, we'll start with this. So the first thing that was interesting yesterday is that we were inside the value area. We went for a test of the value area high but missed, took out the point of control, found some support at the value area low. This was an interesting candle to watch because this was the first rejection of lower prices. So normally what would happen here is you'd get a move to the upside and you'd perhaps have a trending day, or you get some strength to take that particular rejection out, which is what we pretty much got. Not the widest of wide range bars, but there was a wide range bar here. Took out some of these guys here, and a tag on the underside of this would have been an interesting move if you then get some momentum to the downside. And that was pretty much what killed it. So yesterday I was expecting for higher prices. I was looking for 900 to hold. That candle gave me some sort of hope, but then after that you just have to accept that your expectations are wrong. And after this kiss goodbye, it was all over for the bullish bias, really, for good reason, because this continued to move pretty aggressively to the downside. This was an interesting zigzag right here, because inside that was an interesting little zone itself. So if we were to mark out that little area as a 50% potential move of this overall swing, then let's just get a fib tool here and just put a 50% line in the middle of that zigzag right there. You would generally expect for price to complete an AB equals CD move. So this was the top up here, up there. So that would be the AB part. And then the CD part would have been on the other side to move down. So that would have been your target area. And it was quite nice to see that, well, it's pretty clear to see that price tagged that area if you just go and keep that 50% in the middle of that zigzag, and took it out. It actually continued to move to the downside. So it was about 300-point move lower yesterday. And some of the reasons were put in the article this morning. And another 150-point gap this morning underneath the value area low. And as of now, we've tested the underside of the value area low, and we are looking to perhaps break inside it, take out the high of the day so far today, which would break above the IB high. And if we manage to do that with some momentum and take out this high volume area here, the point of control at 731 is going to be a pretty obvious target. If it fails to get there, either fails to break the IB high or fails to break through this particular area here, then you'd imagine we're going to get back inside this IB and probably look for a ranging day and consolidate some of yesterday's losses. But we took a 60-point move out of the market this morning already as a group, and so that was quite nice. I think a couple of the guys in the group have taken another long around about the 550, 560 area, and so congratulations if you managed to get some points out of that yesterday. So that is the DAX. FTSE had a similar sort of story. We were starting off yesterday inside the value area, oscillating around the point of control, tested the IB high and actually gave a few people the opportunity to get long, but unfortunately it was rejected, and it actually broke to the downside, same as all of the other indices in Europe and America. That was a kiss goodbye of the IB low. That was an interesting observation there. And this one was, again, just a nice simple trending day, lower lows, lower highs. And today we've opened up underneath the low of yesterday, way below the value area low, trading sideways in the IB at the moment, which is the initial balance. If we break above that, then you'd imagine that the obvious target would be the value area low of 71.51. If we continue to break to the downside, then, well, it's anybody's guess as to how far this can go down. Moving over to the Dow was ridiculous yesterday. And if we just zoom in on yesterday's action before we have a look at today, we formed quite the range yesterday in the morning session. You'll notice that it just gets a little bit bigger. We created a 1, 2, 3, a triple top at the point of control here. And there was also a double bottom down here, just underneath the value area low. But once we broke through this support floor, notice how we tagged the underside of it, and that was the point where positions could be dropped. There were buyers in here probably that got trapped on an expectation of a bounce, and they were able to dump their positions on the revisit back to that little pocket. And that would have been the intent, that was going to be the direction for the market for the rest of the day. I don't think many people have anticipated the strength of this, but it did make that move. And notice how this little area here may well have been the center of a move. So if you measure from the top, put a 50% line through the middle of that move, and you could well have, on a breakthrough and a kiss goodbye here, traded an extension of that overall move if you were brave enough. I think a lot of people at this stage would have been thinking it was going to head higher though. So today that leaves us with a really weirdly jagged profile. The value area is in the top half of the profile, double distribution, triple distribution even. Lots of low volume areas that probably need to be filled at some point. We're way underneath the value area low, at 670 points below the value area low, which is incredible. So the chances of getting there are pretty slim today. But at the moment, we seem to be defending the 25,200 floor. We'll see if that holds, and if it does, it may look like there's potential for a bounce on the Dow. And finally, Euro stocks. So similar to the FTSE was the Euro stocks yesterday. It started off trading inside the range of the value area the previous day, carved out an initial balance, which was broken to the downside this time, tagged from the underside, and that was the start of the move. And from there, it was just a simple series of lower lows, lower highs. Today, we've opened up underneath the low of yesterday, and we've tagged or tested the underside of the value area low. So far, we've been rejected. We've got this upsloping low-to-low trend line that seems to be pushing at the moment. So there's a bit of a coil developing here. And I'd like to see if it does break inside the value area low, reaching the point of control at 32.61. If it continues to break to the downside, similar to the FTSE, anybody's guess as to how far down that can go, but we'll just continue following the swings. All right, guys, hopefully that helped. So I'll put this one up on YouTube. If you want more information, you can have a look at some of the other videos that are on here. You can go to the website at thedaxtrader.co.uk. If you enjoy the content that's been put up here on the channel, then subscribe, like videos. It'd be good to get your feedback as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good trading day today, and best of luck out there. Take care.